Hey guys, welcome to another Tyrannim video. Before I start this video, I want to say a tremendous thank you to all of you who have supported my channel and subscribed. Over the weekend, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers and it has been an amazing feeling, only made possible because each and every one of you decided to support me. So today I want to talk about a theory I've been nursing for a while. I have honestly pondered on this and how to share it with you, and I've decided the most direct approach is probably the best for this video. I believe Uzishigakure and its Uzumaki clan inhabitants were destroyed by a coalition force led by Kirigakure. At this point, some of you might be going, Tyrannim, you finally lost your mind. How on earth did you come up with this? I'll explain, but first I want you to remember that this is just my theory and my theory could be wrong. Let's start with what we know about the Uzumaki clan and how their existence was received by other villages in the Naruto verse. For starters, we know the Uzumaki clan was well renowned for their extraordinary and advanced sealing techniques. They were so good at Fuinjutsu that it is said everyone both respected and feared them for it. In simplistic terms, that would mean all the small villages as well as the 5 great nations in Konohagakure, Sunagakure, Komagakure, Kirigakure, and Iwagakure. However, we know Uzushio and Konoha were strong allies such that Konoha Jonin added the Uzumaki swirl symbol to the back of their standard issue flag jackets. Not only were they allies, but the Senju, one of the founding clan members of Konoha, were distant relatives of the Uzumaki, both being descendants of Asura Otsutsuki. Based on this information, we can rule out Konoha as they would have no reason, politically or not, to spearhead the destruction of the village. Well, what about the other villages? Honestly, apart from the fear of the Uzumaki's Fuinjutsu, I don't see a real reason for launching such a wide-scale and coordinated attack from the other villages except you are Kirigakure. If you take a look at the world map, Uzishigakure sits on a small landmass in between Konoha and Kirigakure. This would most likely present challenges to Kirigakure in 3 major ways. First, Uzishigakure could have been seen as a potential threat to Kirigakure, especially since the mist was plagued with several issues. Some of those issues were its divided social structure and having a heinous reputation as the Bloody Mist due to its ninja academy's graduation requirements, continuous corruption, and an internal lust for power that left its political structure sharply divided and defective, and having the highest number of missing nin, such that a special division of its Anbu, the Hunter Nin, had to be developed to track down and eliminate the missing nin. Most of the defectors were members of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist, who defected, taking their legendary swords with them. These problems would only have weakened Kirigakure, most likely to a point where they felt like a particularly small village that was thriving and looking to expand beyond their small landmass could begin to harbor thoughts of attacking and wiping them out. The Uzumaki clan may have been viewed as such a clan, and while the Uzumaki themselves were most likely not thinking of laying siege to Kirigakure, Kirigakure might have decided not to take any chances. It wouldn't have taken too much to convince neighboring smaller countries like the Land of Waves to join forces with them by convincing them that the Uzumaki posed a similar threat to them. We know Kirigakure shinobi were active in neighboring countries like the Land of Waves, since that's where Team 7 had one of its first major battles against Zabuza and Haku. By the way, it's not like smaller villages haven't attacked larger villages before. We know that the Kaguya clan attacked Kirigakure, and even though this probably happened after the Uzumaki clan was destroyed and the Kaguya clan failed in their attack, it isn't out of place, and it's not like Kirigakure's fears would have been misplaced. The second problem with Uzushigakure's position with reference to Kirigakure can be viewed as a two-sided coin in a sense. On one side was the problem of reaching Konoha for battle. Taking a look at the map, Kirigakure would have to go through Uzushigakure in order to reach Konoha directly. Granted, there appear to be other viable paths to the Land of Fire, but efficiency in travel is essential to the success of a shinobi attack, and that means taking the shortest possible path in order to conserve energy. That path would be through Uzushigakure, through the Uzumaki clan, which, as we've mentioned before, were allies of Konoha. On the other side of the coin, Uzushigakure, being a Konoha ally, would have served as a strategic launchpad for Konoha-based attacks on Kirigakure, lending their landmass, resources, and formidable powers of Fuinjutsu to Konoha's cause. The third challenge has to do with Kirigakure's size. It is by far the smallest of the 5 great shinobi nations, and logistically would be easiest for a small nation like Uzushigakure to launch an attack on in terms of that size. The more I've thought about it, the more it makes sense that Kirigakure would have been the leading nation behind the attack. The first thing I was convinced of when formulating this theory was that it couldn't have been a coalition of just smaller nations. They had to have had the backing and funding of a great nation. So Nagakure and Iwagakure would have to go through Konohagakure to get to Uzushigakure to coordinate with any of the smaller nations around Uzushigakure, which means it would be next to impossible to do so undetected. Besides, countries like the Land of Waves would have no reason to team up with Suna or Iwa, as these great nations have no political sway on them. Kumogakure has always historically tried to consolidate its power by capturing the other country's tailed beasts. A great example of this was their failed attempt at capturing Kushina Uzumaki, who was the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki at the time. There is, however, no political or strategic reason for them to attack Uzushio. Again, this leaves Kirigakure as the most plausible mastermind behind the attack that wiped out the Uzumaki, whom they'd come to view as both a budding threat to their nation and as a formidable roadblock to Konoha, an enemy shinobi nation at the time. So what do you guys think of this theory? Do you have theories of your own with regards to what happened to the Uzumaki clan? Let me know in the comments below and we can have a discussion about it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. If there's a video you'd like me to make, let me know in the comments as well, and I'll definitely look into it. Until next time, Jana.